Am I the asshole for deleting a precious childhood video of myself? When I, 25, was about 9–10 years old, my family got a camcorder that I was trusted to use with permission. One day I decided to go to our back garden and record a show that I named after myself. I was going to delete the video after recording it because I didn't want anyone to see it. The video was of me jumping around singing songs. However, my trousers fell down slightly a few times, so a majority of that video was of me showing off my underwear before yanking up my trousers and some other stuff I definitely didn't want anyone to see. My dad and little sister found the video a few hours later and teased me relentlessly for days about it, to the point I would hide in my room and cry because I couldn't be in the same room without being told how funny it was, how ridiculous I looked, how embarrassing it was, how bad my singing was, and that I should start exercising because I was out of breath from dancing around. I was a shy child, so having anyone see anything like this caused huge anxiety, which I expressed to my family, which just made the video a source of blackmail for years after that. The video was used as leverage to get me to do everything from cleaning the house to waiting on everyone hand and foot. If I ever said no to anything, they would say things like, "Wait until I show your friends, maybe your aunts and cousins would like a viewing party," and "This would be a great video for your 18th birthday." Eventually, I had enough. I had asked repeatedly from the day I made the video to stop making fun of me because it gave me anxiety and really upset me. I even point blank told my family if they didn't I would delete it. My dad has taught me how to use computers since I was 2 years old, and I know how to find backups. So when he threatened to put it up on social media, I was 15–16, I decided enough was enough. I deleted every single copy he had saved, and it was permanently gone. It took him months to notice, and when he did, everyone in my family had a go at me for deleting precious memories. I was told how selfish I was to take away something that they wanted to remember. I should note here, that was the only thing I deleted. I touched absolutely nothing else. It came up again last night. My whole family lay it on me, saying how ridiculous I was for deleting it, how I was such an awful person for deleting memories. My dad even piped up with, "That was the video me and your sisters would watch when you weren't around to laugh at you." I was told how disgraceful and horrible I was to delete something that meant so much. How they were disappointed in me and that what I did was absolutely disgusting. I gave plenty of warning and was fed up with it being used against me every time someone didn't get their way. And I know from a parent's point of view, if I had kids I would want memories of them, but not at the expense of their mental health or as a form of emotional blackmail. So am I the asshole? Not the asshole, but you seem to have found yourself surrounded by a bunch of them. Your family are horrendous. They're bullying you for removing the ammunition they used to use to bully and humiliate you. Poor them. They're going to have to find a new way to bully and humiliate an innocent person. You did the right thing. Be careful never to attend online therapy from home which they could record. Use passwords on all your devices, especially any with photos or videos. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. It was not a precious childhood moment. It was a tool for emotional abuse, humiliation and blackmail. They are disturbing and sick in the head. Of course you deleted it. They wanted to put it on social media. What they do if it were them. And it wasn't a precious memory, it was a way to traumatize, torture a child and humiliate an adult. Super big not the asshole. Not the asshole. There's a big difference between this family video of your childhood that, now that you look back on it, you are embarrassed about, and your family thinks the embarrassment is a little cute, like "Ah, you were so adorable as a kid, don't be embarrassed," etc. And, "We caught you making this video and relentlessly bullied you with it for years, and now that it doesn't exist we're bullying you for deleting it." They're not sad that they lost the memories. They're mad that you stood up for yourself and got rid of their abuse tactic. Not the asshole. I'd tell them they're free to reenact the video. They can hold up a phone, jump, and dance around in front of it themselves. Drop their pants while they're at it. Just, this time, you'll laugh. See if anyone wants to volunteer. Am I the asshole for giving my nephew the key to my house and telling him to come there anytime he needs? I'm 40M, a widower and father of 2 boys 17M and 14M. My wife died 7 years ago. My sister is 39F and has a 16M gay son. She is a single mother, father was never involved. My 16M nephew spends basically a few hours every day at my house and only goes home to sleep, because my sister is not the nicest person. CPS never did anything, there was no immediate threat. He's waiting to turn 18 to move out and I already told him a room in my house will be available for him. My sister and most of my family is now pissed because at his 16th birthday party, this happened. We were having cake at my sister's apartment and she said to her son, "Stop sitting like that, sit like a man." He had his legs crossed lol. He uncrossed his legs and said nothing. Later my sister made a toast with so many embarrassing stories it made my stomach turn. How he cried when his boyfriend at the time, got COVID and nearly died. How he is, a bit on the faulty side, because he never had a father. How he threw a tantrum when she told him which girl he should date, a friend's daughter or something, etc. At the end of the toast, the kid was downright swallowing tears. I had enough and told my sister she is being awful to him and should at least pretend to respect her own son. She told me to mind my own business and not tell her what kind of atrocities she needs to allow in her home. My nephew just started crying then. I took my spare key out of my wallet. The whole family was watching because sister was yelling, and gave it to my nephew. I told him I'll clean up the empty room and make it his bedroom and he can come there whenever he needs for however long he needs. Sister got furious and started yelling. I got up to leave with my kids and my nephew just followed us. As we were leaving, sister yelled that she'll come to get her son back. I told her I'll file a motion to grant me temporary custody due to child endangerment. My family is pissed off, as is my sister. Not the asshole. I'm glad your nephew has you in his corner. If you can get him legally in your custody that would be even better. Not the asshole, you sir are a good man. Edit to add. Maybe see about contacting a lawyer and looking into how to do what you threatened or help him emancipate. Not the asshole. This child needs someone to show him parental love and support. Her son is fortunate to have you, otherwise I fear he would be a statistic. Not the asshole. You are probably saving the kid's life. I hope he can get emancipated and be free of his mom. Not the asshole. He needs a safe space and I'm glad he has you. Fight for custody. Not the asshole, well done and stand your ground. Am I the asshole for refusing to hide my engagement and uninviting my dad to my wedding? I, 33 female. Just got engaged to my boyfriend now fiancé, 33 male, of 4 years. My stepsister, 35 female, stepmother's daughter is on the slower side mentally, but I don't know exactly what her diagnosis is because her stepmother, my dad's wife, is in denial about it all while cuddling her at the same time. My stepsister is not dangerous but she can behave awkwardly and inappropriately and just makes people uncomfortable. She has always had a crush on my boyfriend now fiancé, and has gotten angry whenever we acted like a normal couple. She cries and throws tantrums for hours upon hours over it, so we have been low contact with my father as a result. I called my dad to let him know we got engaged, and he is wanting me to hide it for a while, to not tell anyone at the 4th of July party we were supposed to go to this weekend, to not put it on social media and to come to the party without my ring until my stepsister can get used to it, after my dad gently breaks it to her. And he said not to act too close with him at the party. Mind you, we've never done inappropriate PDAS, we just acted like a normal couple. I asked him how long he expected us to keep up this charade for and he said in a very annoyed tone, "I don't know, just give us time to break it to her." And I told him under these conditions that we would be declining the invitation to the party and all other family events until we're allowed to act like a normal couple. And I absolutely will not hide it on my social media, I will put it up just as any other newly engaged couple and let the chips fall where they may. And I said if he's not going to be 100% supportive of my engagement and marriage then he does not need to come to my wedding. That I'm not going to disrespect my fiancé by acting ashamed of him in public. And I told him in order for us to resume contact he needs to be publicly supportive of my relationship, not just secretly or under the radar. My stepmother picked up the other line and joined us on the phone. She said I'm being selfish, that I know how hard my stepsister has it, that she'll never have what I do and I should be understanding and considerate. And my dad basically agreed with her, although it's none of my business. My stepmom clearly wears the pants in the relationship so to speak, and my dad will always acquiesce to her. I told them that since they're ashamed of us that they will never have to worry about justifying our existence to anyone ever again because we will not be coming around and they will not be invited to my wedding unless they have an attitude makeover. Let me act like any other normal couple and are 100% supportive of my upcoming marriage, and hung up. My dad's side of the family says I'm being insensitive, that my stepsister hasn't really hard and will never have what I have and I need to be gentle with her. I told them if they want to handle her with kid gloves that's their prerogative, but I'm not going to. I'm going to live my life and they have absolutely no right to tell me what I can and can't put on my social media. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole at all. So she's in denial about her clear mental instability? And won't treat her or even acknowledge it, but expects you to change your life and your excitement so they don't have to deal with the consequences of not getting her help? Bullshit. Great choice overall. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I'm surprised they never asked you to give your boyfriend to your stepsister. Not the asshole, and infantilizing their daughter is not a solution to her behavioral issues. Nor is making you responsible for their problems at home. If they had asked for your help nicely, they wouldn't be Oz, and you would still be reasonable to say no. I wouldn't spend any more time with any of them. It's not just about the party. Your dad and stepmom want you to hide your engagement indefinitely until they can break the news to her, and have her accept it. Which could take God knows how long. This just isn't realistic. Where do they draw the line? What happens when the wedding comes? Bride and groom have to stand on opposite sides of the room? No dancing, no kissing, no mention of love. No pictures on social media or framed on the wall. I can only imagine if you and your fiancé decide to have kids. Your dad and stepmom wound probably require the same. Don't talk about it. Hid your bump. No photos, no baby shower. You have to edit your life constantly for your stepsister's comfort. I think the best thing you can have done was take this big step back, and put up boundaries. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. They are being unfair to you and your stepsister. Everything about their behavior is disgusting. If her issues are so severe you have to act like your partner is estranged to prevent hours-long tantrums, she needs serious intervention. She's 35, not 5 FFS. You're doing the right thing. If you invite them to your wedding it will become the placate stepsister show, and you don't need any of that. Not the asshole. The sister had 4 years to get used to it. And she's 35, not a teen. Your father and stepmom are behaving like huge asshole. Am I the asshole for wanting my husband to cancel his trip he'd been planning for 4 years? My husband, 27, been planning a trip for about 4 years with some close friends. The trip kept being postponed due to some of his friends having family deaths, financial issues and unfortunate world events. My husband is finally gonna be able to leave within 2 months. The issue I, 21, have with that is I'm pregnant and he is leaving near my due date. This is my first child and I don't want to go through childbirth alone. I don't have family other than my husband, my dad's died and my mom is mentally ill. I just want his support throughout the process, but he's making me feel really bad for asking him to postpone just trip so he can be here for his daughter and I. He told me it's honestly not that big of a deal. He said when he was at the hospital for his son from a previous relationship that the birth only took an hour and that the nurse were very supportive. I also don't want to care for his son after I come home from the hospital alone. He plans on being away for a month and has sole custody. His son goes to his mom's every other weekend, but that's all. Sometime his mom won't even show up. He haven't made any plans on where his son gonna go after I come home from the hospital. His sister agreed to take him while I'm in the hospital, but she can't do any longer as she has a full-time job and doesn't want to take too much time off work. He told me I'll be able to handle everything by myself and begged to drop the issue because he'd been planning this for so long and he's really excited to go. He even offered to pay me for all the hardships and told me women take care of children after coming home from the hospital all the time. I do understand that this wasn't exactly planned and I feel awful about the whole situation. A huge part of me wants to just drop the issue and find a way to deal with everything by myself. I mean, his friends are calling me a wet blanket. I don't want to be a wet blanket and spoil everyone's fun. Am I the asshole here? NTA. Pack him a nice suitcase and tell him not to come back. Any man who tells his wife that childbirth isn't a big deal and that it doesn't matter if he's there or not is not a man worth having in the delivery room anyway. So his friends can cancel the trip due to their issues, but you having a baby and being upset about him going away for a month makes you a wet blanket. That's nice that his son came in 1 hour, but that's not typical of labor. Anything can happen. Sounds like he is super selfish and has his priorities mixed up. If he can't put his child first before it's even born, it doesn't speak well of how he will be after. It takes 2 to make a baby and shouldn't be all your responsibility to take care of it. Not the asshole, and this is maybe the second saddest "Am I the asshole" I've ever read. You're very young. I'm assuming you've been together at least a year before getting married and pregnant, which means you were maybe 19 when you got together. Dude is taking advantage of you, and if this is how he's treating one of the most important moments in his life, I had bad news for you. It won't get any better, ever. Not the asshole. He's going to be away for a month? When he has sole custody of his son, right near your due date. This guy is seriously messed up. Even if you have the easiest delivery ever, and I hope you do, you deserve to have your husband, the father of your child, supporting you. You will need someone at home to take care of things, as you adjust to taking care of your child. And I know no one likes to think about this, but if something goes wrong, he needs to be there. Good luck, Op. I hope you find the support you deserve. So they can cancel for other people. Just not you. Not the asshole X1000. Your husband and his friends sound like real gems. I hope you get out early. Oh heck no, not the asshole. Not by a long shot. But your husband sure is. I would flat out tell him that if he goes he can expect to be served with divorce papers upon his return. You deserve a husband who wants to be an actual partner.